Have you ever caught yourself whispering these words? I used to be better. I used to be stronger. I used to be happier. It's a quiet thought, but it stings. A thought that creeps in while scrolling through old photos, remembering a time when your body felt lighter, your mind sharper, your dreams bigger. For many of us, the harshest comparison isn't to someone else's highlight reel online, it's to our own ghost, the person we used to be. Today's story is about that invisible trap, a trap most of us fall into without even realizing it. The comparison not to others, but to our former selves. There was once a woman named Maya. In her late 30s, she had a steady job, a family she loved, and a life that, on paper, seemed full. But at night, when the world grew quiet, she would find herself staring at old photographs, her college graduation picture, her first marathon, the version of herself who laughed loudly and wore ambition like armor, and she would whisper, "Where did that girl go?" Every wrinkle on her face felt like proof of decline. Every unfinished goal felt like betrayal. She told herself she was falling behind, not compared to the world, but compared to herself. And in the silence of those moments, she felt something far heavier than envy. She felt regret. Psychologists call this the temporal comparison trap. It's when we measure who we are today against who we once were. And it can be even more damaging than comparing ourselves to others, because you can't unfollow your own past. Research shows that when we idolize our former selves, we build an impossible standard. We forget the struggles of that time and only remember the highlights. The body without the stress, the success without the sleepless nights, the confidence without the insecurity. We edit our memories into perfection and then punish ourselves for not living up to them. Maya decided she had to fix this. She started jogging again, pushing her body like she did at 20. She signed up for extra courses, hoping to feel as sharp as she once was. She forced herself into long hours of work, chasing the productivity she remembered from her early career. But instead of feeling alive, she felt empty. Every step reminded her that she wasn't the person she used to be. And with each attempt, the gap between her past self and her present self only widened. Until one afternoon, she ran into someone she hadn't seen in years. At a small cafe, sitting by the window, was her childhood friend Daniel. They hadn't spoken in over a decade. His hair was grayer now, his body slower, his face marked by time. And yet, he radiated peace. They talked for hours. And when Maya finally confessed her secret, that she felt her best years were already behind her, Daniel paused, then smiled gently. "Do you know why trees never regret losing their leaves?" he asked. "Because every stage has its season. Growth doesn't mean staying the same. It means changing, becoming, transforming." Maya sat in silence, the words sinking in deeper than she expected. She realized she had been mourning the loss of a version of herself that was never meant to stay. That night, she looked at her reflection in the mirror. The lines on her face weren't evidence of decline. They were proof of survival, of laughter, of heartbreak, of resilience. Her body wasn't weaker. It was wiser, carrying the strength of every storm it had endured. And her dreams weren't smaller. They were different. Less about proving something, more about living something. For the first time in years, Maya smiled not at the memory of who she was, but at the possibility of who she was becoming. Here's the truth we often forget. You are not meant to be the same person forever. You are not failing because you've changed. You are evolving because you were never meant to stay the same. The comparison trap tells us that our peak is behind us. But what if your best moments aren't something you've already lived, but something waiting for you in a future you can't yet see? Every wrinkle, every scar, every shift in your path is not a sign of loss. It's a sign of life. So the next time you look at an old photo and feel that ache inside your chest, remember this: the past you are chasing is not better than you. It's simply different from you. And just like trees don't envy their younger branches, you don't need to envy your younger self, because every version of you has its season. And this season, right now, is still full of meaning. This story is not just Maya's. It belongs to anyone who has ever whispered, "I used to be," It belongs to anyone who feels haunted by a past they can't return to, and it belongs to you. If you've ever doubted that who you are today is enough, so ask yourself, what if the question isn't, how do I get back to who I used to be? But instead, who am I still becoming? Because maybe the person you miss is gone, but the person you are becoming is someone you've never even met. And maybe, just maybe, that's the most beautiful truth of all. This is the comparison trap you didn't know you were in, and this is the way out.